Hello and welcome to another episode of The Collective. I am your host, Brandy Bell, and it's a very special week for me. I have a longtime friend, Will Roberson, with me today. And he is a guitarist and vocalist, and we've played music together for years. And I'm just super happy to have him with us this week. So let's give him a little round of applause there. So super excited. I alluded to the fact, but thank you for being here. But I alluded to the fact that we had played music together, and Will had to remind me that my oldest was like 5 when you and Jessica first came to Cross Point. That was 10 years ago because he just turned 15. So that's nuts. So we both have 3 kids. Doug and I and you and Jessica have three apart together. That is just crazy that because y'all were just kind of newlyweds at the time, right? You had been married for a few years, right?
For a few years, 4 years.
Okay.
Over 4 years at that time.
5 years and under, you newlywed. I thought y'all. And so that's fantastic. So I got to see them have 3 beautiful babies, and oh my goodness, that's so incredible. I love that. And you're now serving at South Point Church. We love South Point. And so you're playing music over there. I'm so glad you're still playing music, and he's a great guitarist, and so I can't wait to play some songs with you. I asked you to pick a couple songs, and you picked this first song, The Father's House, Corey Asbury. Yeah, it's a great song. He's a great writer. But so just kind of talk to those that are with us right now. What is it about this song? We talked just a teeny bit about it beforehand, but just songs mean different things to us, and I know you're into words like I am. Yeah. And so what is it about this song that kind of, touches you?
So it's that, you're going through, like I said, we're going through life, and you feel like you're just failing over and over again. And, God's not looking for your weaknesses. And if your weaknesses, he can take those, and as you look back, he's taken everything that's you failed at, you think you failed at, and he's showing you that you're just getting stronger by those. And that goes to the verses, and I'm more of a verse, chorus. Sometimes choruses really get you, but not all the time. And then again, we talked about, feeling more like a perfectionist. You want to, or I want to,
if you don't want to try unless
I don't want to try. I don't want to try unless I feel like I can do it to my best.
Yes.
And I'll talk myself out of anything. By doing that. But that's not what God cares about. He doesn't. Right. He's not looking for you to be perfect.
Right.
You'll never be perfect.
No.
And so he's taken any failures and just showing that it's not who you are.
And he doesn't see it like that. He doesn't see it like that. He's like, hey, you know what? I know that you struggle with this. I know that you are not 100% in this area, but that's okay because I'm going to make up the difference, if you'll just let me. Yeah. He's just wanting us to see. I really believe that he just wants us to see what he sees, and that is we're never going to get to that level, this side of heaven, and he's just wanting us to see that we can't do it by ourselves. This illusion of control, that's something I've been saying over and over since COVID. This illusion of control. We think we have control over so much, and we don't. No, we really have no control. And the sooner you figure out that you don't have control, and you can press in to the fact and to the one who does have the control, it's relief. It's a freeing feeling, because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have to have it all figured out.
Yeah.
God, you know me. You know when I'm struggling. You know what's going on in my head. You know where I'm fearful. You know where I'm hurting, and I can just say, God, I need your help. I can't do it. And I think that he just wants to be the hero, if we would just let him, and he wants to use us. And the enemy wants to just keep us from living our fullest potential and doing the things that God's called us to do, because we think we have to do it all.
Yeah.
So I can totally relate to what you're talking about and wanting to feel like you have to, I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I would do it right, so I don't know if I want to do it, because, man, I'm going to look like an idiot.
Yeah.
And that's...
No, that's it.
What'd you even try that for? That was terrible. Right. Just like I was telling you guys, I was trying to put contact paper on the inside of drawers yesterday, and it was not going well. In fact, I kind of just got really frustrated and threw the roll onto the top of the countertop because I was like, ah. So, there are just certain things. I said to myself, why did I even try to do this?
Yeah.
It was like just off, just so. And I was like, Doug, help, kind of thing. Well, let's sing this song because the Father's house, it talks about when you're in the Father's house, that you can lay your burdens down. And that's the importance of coming in to the house of God, coming in not to a building necessarily, but with the group of believers, the followers of Christ, that you can just lay your burdens down. And I feel like just when we get to the bridge where it says, prodigals come home, the helpless find hope, love is on the move when the Father's in the room. And where is the Father? He's everywhere. So it doesn't matter where you're at, what you're doing. He's always with you, and he's always in the room. So we can just rely on him and rest in that.
Yeah.
So let's sing this. I can't wait.
Sometimes I'm on this journey, get lost in my mistakes. Looks to me like weakness is a canvas for your strength. My story isn't over, my story's just begun. Failures won't define me, 'cause that's what my Father does. Failure won't define me, 'cause that's what my Father does. Ooh, lay your burdens down. Ooh, here in the Father's house. Check your shame at the door, 'cause it ain't welcome anymore. Ooh, here in the Father's house.
Yeah.
Problem's not the end game, the journey's where you are. Never wanted perfect, you just wanted my heart. And the story isn't over, the story isn't good. So failure won't define me when the Father's in the room. Failures won't define me when the Father's in the room. Ooh, lay your burdens down. Ooh, here in the Father's house. Check your shame at the door, 'cause it ain't welcome anymore. Ooh, here in the Father's house. Prodigals come home,
Yes.
helpless find hope. Love is on the move when the Father's in the room. Son can move when the Father's in the room. Miracles take place, cynical find faith, love's breaking through when the Father's in the room. Jericho walls quaking, strongholds now shaking, love's breaking through when the Father's in the room. Love's breaking through when the Father's in the room. Ooh, lay your burdens down. Ooh, here in the Father's house. Check your shame at the door, 'cause it ain't welcome anymore. Ooh, you're in the Father's house.
Nice job. Nice job.
Thank you.
Oh, man. I think I like your version better. I like this song, but, sometimes it takes singing it, before you go, oh, yeah. We were, that song, So Will I, by Hillsong. There was a part in there, yesterday we were singing the song, and it was like that. And I was like, wow. I mean, you get so overwhelmed by the lyrical genius of what they're saying, the vapor of your breath, the planet's form. You're so hung up on that line that you miss the next 2 or 3 lines. You just sing them kind of, just kind of go ahead and sing them, and you're not even paying attention to the actual meaning behind all of it. That happened yesterday. So it's kind of like that with this, you're just sitting there listening to all of that. Love is on the move when the Father's in the room, prison doors fling wide, the dead come to life. Man, how many times do we get set free when Jesus comes to save us? But it's like sometimes we're stuck in the prison cell and we don't walk out the door. The door's just wide open. We just still standing there
we're just standing there.
It's like we don't know that we can just walk out the door.
Yeah, we're standing like we're captive. When
we're not. Exactly. And sometimes that's hard to realize. I'm set free, but I'm not set free, And so, so that line right there, prison doors fling wide, the dead come to life. Love is on the move. Man, awesome. I said awesome. I said awesome. Oh my goodness. Now I heard you sing this next song, Only You, several years ago. It's just a great song. I think it's just in my opinion, it's just one of those songs like, Lord, there's no reason for anything else. I don't need anything else. I don't have to. You just want all this junk and all that mess and everything else that I have. You just want it. You just want it anyway, and Lord, all I've got is me. But if that's what you want, you can have it. I'm going to worship you. And what do we know? Worship is love expressed. So we try to do that, and not just our songs and our playing music, but in our everyday life. Do we start our day with the Lord? Do we invite him into everything? Do we, with our our family, with our life, with our finances, with our with our day-to-day activities, do we do all of that and let God be center of that? Because that's part of worship too, just a lifestyle. So what is it about this song that drew you to it? I mean, David Crowder's fabulous anyway.
So I really like David Crowder's stuff. And honestly, when I first heard this song, the first thing that came to mind was, can I play that? can I do this at all? This is a style I've never even tried.
It's beautiful. The guitar picking on it is such a pretty, when you hear it on there. And then of course he's such a good guitar player. I mean, he's got a great voice, don't get me wrong, but he can really like shred that thing. Just play it. I mean, he's in an acoustic right now, but electric, man. Yeah. So you're welcome. Yeah. I was always like, wow, how do you do that? Because I'm doing good to play like C and G. But I can do okay. I can hang in there with the background piano, but yeah, I don't pretend to be this fantastic instrumentalist like yourself. So that's what you said. Can I play this?
Can I play this?
I love it.
And so I just listened to it over and over and over again. Like there's so much there. It's
oh wow.
And then as did that, and just again singing a song, when you start actually learning the lyrics and you start singing through it, you're like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot to it.
Well, I love your honesty about that. That's awesome. Yeah. Because I used to remember when we had liner notes and we would have a hard copy of music. You go to the music store. You're still young and you're old enough for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I wonder if I'm dating myself, but anyway. But I would always go home and just pray that there was words to all the lyrics. Like, because I would open it up, whether it was a cassette or CD or whatever, and I would open it up and read the lyrics. And that would be, besides the hits that you were buying the album for, but I would say, oh, I'm going to like this song because of the lyrics. I would read the lyrics first, and then I would go, and sometimes I'd be sorely disappointed because the instrumentation did not match up to these grand vocal words, these words. And so anyway, the lyrics. So, but yeah, I loved liner. I still love liner notes to this day, because I would listen to the lyrics, but sometimes you like listen to the instruments and you're like, that's really good. And then you hear the lyrics and there's nothing there. Sometimes it's so impactful in, lyrically, and then the music's not there. So when you can find both, it's those are just the treasures, really,
sure.
So, but I love that you said, I've spoken like a true musician. I just want to know if I can play it. Well, let's play it.
Take my heart, lay it down at the feet of you whose crown. Take my life, letting go, lift it up, you whose throne. I will worship you, Lord, only you, Lord, and I will bow down before you, only you, Lord. Take my friend, take my fear, all I have, I'm leaving here. Be all my hopes, be all my dreams, be my delight, my everything, and I will worship you, Lord, only you, Lord, and I will bow down for you, only you, Lord. It's just you and me here now. my heart, lay it down at the feet of you whose crown. Take my life, letting go, lift it up to you whose throne.
Lord, we thank you so much. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your pursuit of us. Not in an aggressive way, but to just let us lean on you. Whatever situation's going on, Lord, I thank you that you know before we even ask. You know our thoughts, you know our actions, you know our words, Lord. Thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you that wherever you're in the room, and that's everywhere, that we can lean on you, trust you, and thank you. Lord, you be glorified in all that we do, say, and think. In Jesus' name, amen. That was so good, Will. Thank you so much. I told y'all you could play. Wow. And sing. That was so great. I love to hear that picking. You know, the picking is so beautiful. I love that. On an acoustic guitar. You know, some people like try to get rid of all the slides of the strings and stuff. Not me, buddy. I want to hear that. I'm like, crank that up. You know, because I love to hear that. The slide and all that, the string. I just love that. It just sounds so, you know, like you're sitting there. You're just right here, you know. It's like acoustic live stuff, you know. I love that. Well, this has been another episode of The Collective where, you know, it exists for instrumentalists and vocalists to collaborate together with worship without walls. Thank you again to my guest, Will Roberson, and we are going to say goodbye, good night, and see you next week, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thanks. Bye.
Collective every Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. For more information about Cross Point Church, visit us on our Facebook page, Instagram, or our app. Service times are at 10 a.m. online or in the building at 6400 Blocker Street, Olive Branch, Mississippi.